Work in the canna industry, here are the top 4 most dangerous experiences I've ever had while working at a dispo. Trigger warning, obviously gonna be a little bit intense. Grab a drink, grab a snack. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer video. Please keep in mind, like, this is still a male-dominated industry, so just you're gonna be a little disappointed in how some of these situations were handled. Also, if you're a cool gardener and not like a misogynistic gardener, you could interact with this video. That would be great, because in male-dominated fields, usually when women speak up about shit that's happening, it gets onto the wrong side of TikTok, and I don't want to be there. The first story happened when I was working at a Sunnyside, actually the one in Wrigleyville, Chicago. And I was on my break in my car. Something that happens a lot in Wrigleyville is that if you're just sitting in your car, other cars will repeatedly drive up to the window and back and up to the window and back just to like get your attention, just to see if you're moving. Anyway, I'm on my break and that's what's happening. There's this guy in his car and he's repeatedly driving up to the window and back just trying to get my attention. Eventually, I'm annoyed, so I turn to him and I say, "What?" He of course says, "Are you moving your car?" And I say, "No, I'm on my break." And then he proceeds to try to have a conversation. "Oh, you're on your break? Where do you work?" I say, "Sorry, not interested," and I roll up the window. Then this man proceeds to do that back and forth thing, but a lot more aggressive. Quite literally slamming on his brakes and his gas when he does this back and forth thing, so much so that his tires are squealing. Obviously, I'm like, okay, looks like my brake's done. We go to the armed security guards in front of the store just so I feel safe. Out of my car, I'm pissed. I slam my door and I basically make a run for it. This man proceeds to chase me down in his red pickup truck. Literally almost got ran over. Really, the one thing that saved me is that in the back alley of the building, there's like a foot step. I literally had to jump onto that to evade being run over. Get inside and I immediately go to management and security and tell them what happened. I decide that I need to go move my car, which obviously, because he knows my face, he knows my car, he knows where it's parked. Armed security guard exits the store first and he literally tells me to stop and wait, because the guy in the red pickup truck has literally parked his car right behind my car and he's waiting for me. That armed security guard goes back and gets more armed security guards to handle the situation. I ended up having to call the police because the guy was refusing to leave. He wanted to know my name. He wanted to know when I got off work. He repeatedly told them, "No, fuck that. I'm waiting here for that cunt. I'm waiting here for that bitch." Literally was not until the police showed up that the guy decided to leave. I had to make an incident report at work and then I had to talk to the police and then I never saw that man again. Okay, so I wanted to tell that story first because that's the only one that was handled correctly. Second story happened when I was out in Southern California. This is when I very first started working in dispo, so I was at the receptionist desk. It was a phone, a computer. We had to like check people in. If we were really, really slow, sometimes we could like get up and go check if something was actually in stock or not, but typically I'm just collecting IDs. Friday and Saturday nights, there really wasn't a lot of room for us to go and check if something was in stock because shit flies off the shelves really quickly anyway. I'm working reception and I get a call from this guy and he says, "Hey, I want to know if something's in stock or not." I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. We're actually really busy right now and I don't have anyone around me that can go get up and look." He goes, "So why don't you go up and look?" I say, "Because I can't leave the front desk. That's my job. I'm watching like 50 IDs right now and there's a lot of people coming in and going out. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't check." Basically like blue. And he's like, "Fuck that. You can go fucking check. Go check." I say, "I'm sorry, sir. I'm not going to be spoken to that way. And I'm certainly not going to go help you out when you're speaking to me that way. So I'll let you calm down and you can call me back." And I hang up the phone. This man called back repeatedly, I kid you not, for like 20 to 30 minutes. First time he calls back, of course, I answer the phone again because I'm right there. And I can't tell you what he said, but basically he gave me unaliving threats. Literally cannot repeat what he said here. It's too graphic. But he kept calling over and over again and was repeating what he wanted to do to me. At one point, I just stopped answering the phone because I knew who it was and I'd already told like security and management what was going on. So security started answering the phone. Obviously, security's getting alarmed because he's like, this guy won't fucking stop, and he's like actually making some crazy fucking threats and he's calling from like an unknown number. There was like literally nothing we could do. Because it was going on for so long and it wouldn't stop, we had to reach out to the higher ups. The manager on duty alerts like the upper staff that like, hey, the receptionist is actually getting some really crazy wild threats right now, and then security has heard all of these threats and this guy won't even stop when like security's talking to him. First words out of the higher ups' mouths were, "No, that's not right. She must have said something to have this guy go off like that." My manager, who was a girl, then came back to me and repeated, "Yeah, no, what did you say to him to set him off like that?" And for the upteenth time, I said, "No, I didn't do anything. I literally just told this guy I couldn't go check if something was in stock, and we didn't have anyone to go check if something was in stock." And then when he started like really cursing and yelling at me, I told him I'm not going to be spoken to that way. When he calms down, he can call back. Woman manager went and told that to the higher ups, and they said, "See? what did we tell you? They said if she would have just actually gotten up to check stock, she probably wouldn't be in this situation. And they told my manager, you should always have someone on shift to check stock so we don't get into situations like this with sassy front desk girls. I was really grateful for the security there because like obviously they walked me to my car. They even followed me home for a little bit just to like make sure I got there safe. But that was a very scary and frustrating situation. Third story happened in a place out in California again. This specific dispo, there wasn't like a hierarchy. Everybody did front desk, everybody did the cashier, everybody did everything. This dispo was laid out very, very weird. Like the front desk was actually really, really far away from where people would enter. They had to walk down a really long hallway. You could hear people coming before they actually got to the desk. This person comes in and I can hear them already freaking out, saying crazy things like, I hate this fucking place, that fucking cunt, talking about the security guard. This place is the fucking worst. I never know why the fuck I come here. Everyone's a fucking idiot. That's all before they've gotten into the dispo, and they've only talked to one person. And to be honest, the security guard probably just said like, hello. They get to the desk and they just stand there. And I say, hi, I just need your ID. They say, I know what you fucking need, you fucking idiot. Immediately, I say, okay, you're gonna have to change your attitude if you want to go shopping today because you're not going in there talking to me like that. I came back with, I'm gonna talk however the fuck I want to talk. It's a free fucking country. So I said, it is a free country and you can say whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that you can say whatever you want without consequence. And I'm telling you right now, the consequence of you saying whatever you want will mean that you won't get to go in there and buy some product. He threw his water bottle at me, like fully wound back as hard as he could and threw it at me. We're not talking like Ice Mountain, we're talking literally like this. This is like literally what it was. Luckily it didn't hit me in the face, but I did obviously get hit. For everyone asking, where's security? They were supposed to be watching, but unfortunately they were on their phone, and that's how things like this happen. Security heard me scream and obviously saw like the flying water bottle run. They grabbed the guy. They were banned. We had to call the police. The security guard ended up being fired. Like clockwork, when I'm talking to my manager and we're trying to fill out the incident report, he just couldn't believe that someone would just be that violent, that I must be keeping something from them and I must not be telling them the whole story. And I ended up quitting this dispensary because of how this manager acted post the incident. Like he couldn't just leave his ideas that I was keeping something from them there in the manager's office, but consistently talk about it to other staff like, yeah, no, there's no way that that guy just threw the water bottle at her for no fucking reason. There's no way. Obviously, I had a lot of people who believed me, but when it's like management, that's a different story and they can really make your life not super fun. And that's exactly what he was doing, so I quit. Not me during editing, realizing I didn't film any fucking outro. That shit just ended abruptly. At the end of the day, I know that I'm not alone. I know there are other women out there who have stories like mine, and unfortunately, for some women, those stories are worse. I do really love working in this industry, and these isolated events are not a deterrent for me, but it's completely understandable if it would be a deterrent for others. You guys know so much for listening if you made it this far. Do you know how long you've been watching? It's been a long time.